So about 2 years ago, I got the amazing opportunity to go to India on a missions trip and visit our partners over there at Harvest India. And the 6 months leading up to the trip, there was a lot of preparation and a lot of hard work put in by everybody on the team. And everybody, and including myself, were just really stoked on life and following Jesus. And not to say that everything was going great and everything was like falling and in perfect alignment. There was a lot of things where people struggled and I struggled. But through that whole process, through a really trying time of my life, I was just so stoked and in awe of God and like what He is doing and what He is going to do. And finally, when I was arrived at India, that was a whole long story. I'd love to talk to you about it later. But we were there for about 2 weeks, and that just changed my life in ways I can't even describe in words. It changed how I follow God and changed what I see God do and just the miracles and the goodness that He has and He is. So I think one story in particular was I was given the opportunity to speak at a night chapel. So we would go out to the middle of nowhere in India to a little town that is not like, doesn't have running water, doesn't have electricity, like it has nothing. And we were able to go there and put on a chapel for them. And I was able to give my testimony. And I remember going up there already scared. I was like, public speaking is not something of mine that I feel really stoked about, but I was just stoked to do it. So I'm like, this is a cool opportunity I get to do. And yeah, let's see what God does. So when I walked up to go and give my testimony, I remember even just thinking, oh, I don't really have much to say. Like my story, I traveled around a lot, and there were some heavy things in my story, but for the most part, I've told a lot of people it. It has become kind of second nature to just kick in overdrive. And I just remember sharing that story, and right before the end, I had this really just small, soft voice say, "I have more for you to say." And I just remember putting down my journal of notes and just started speaking. And I can't tell you what I said. There was one of the moments in my life where I was like, this is what it's like to follow Jesus, just giving total, utter surrender of yourself and letting God take over and let His words flow through you and speak to the people and give them what they need to hear. And that's not to say that my testimony wasn't what they wanted to hear. It was just another way to show people like how, at least in my life, how God works, and He'll take your story and He'll add more, because there's so much more to everybody's story, and even just so much more to life that you can share with people, especially with like, I think we live in Orange County and we feel so blessed to be here, and we have it so well, and there's other people in India that barely have running water. Just to be able to get the opportunity to go and share my story and have God speak through me there is such a moment that I look back and I just have such a big smile on my face, and I'm just so stoked. And every time I think of that just gets me so stoked and hyped about the goodness of God and just the crazy things that He's done in my life and He can do in your life.